Hi, I'm Kylie, and white conservatives are terrified of POC outnumbering us. And I truly believe this is the motivation behind a lot of hateful policies in the US. If you haven't heard of the Great Replacement Theory, it is that over time, if enough black and brown immigrants come to the US, as well as white people having children with POC, then over time, POC will outnumber white people. And the reason that this is so unsettling to a lot of white people, especially conservative white people, is that they are terrified that if POC become in power, then they will treat us like we've treated them in the past, which is obviously not great. It involves subjugation of people, enslavement, assault, violence of basically every kind. And I think that white people can feel the shift happening as they are becoming more and more outnumbered. And that is why they are clinging so tightly to power in Congress and with the president right now. And that's why it's so funny when white people deny that racism exists, because if they didn't think racism did exist, they wouldn't be scared of being outnumbered. But they understand the ways that we have treated people of color has been atrocious, and thus they are scared of the tables turning and of being in that position of subjugation.
Donald Trump's not the problem. MAGA's not the problem. ICE isn't even the problem. They're all symptoms. I mean, ICE is an imminent problem. They're an invading force in multiple cities and states, and they are literally a weaponized version of the Klan that is state-sponsored and has endless amount of money for some reason. But even if all three of those went away today, we would still have the problem. And the problem is this. White people, people who look like you and me, we've allowed white supremacy to flourish in this country for generations and generations and generations, so long that people don't even recognize it, myself included sometimes, right? I had a moment just last weekend or just earlier this week in New Orleans where I was speaking with a guy on a trolley who grew up there. And he's like, well, you're from the South, right? I grew up in North Carolina. That is the South. You might want to fight me on that. It's not the deep South. He said, you know why everyone's so polite here? And I was like, I don't. And he was like, well, we had to be. He was like, everyone had to be polite to each other, especially black people to white people, because if we didn't address them properly, we would get killed. I make U.S. history content, and I didn't even think about that. I grew up in the South, and I didn't even think about that. That's how normalized every day white supremacy is in our country. And if the white people in this country don't decide that they're going to extricate the cancer that is white supremacy from themselves, from their homes, from their communities, from everything that they are surrounded with, we will be right back in this position 5 years from now, 10 years from now, however long it takes for the cycle to regenerate, because it will happen. Trump's not the problem. MAGA's not the problem. ICE isn't the problem. It's white supremacy. It's been white supremacy. It will be white supremacy. It's always been that. And if we don't work towards it to fix it now, then when? Oh, and by the way, if you're a white person watching this, guarantee you, when we get rid of white supremacy and the systemic white supremacy that kills people every day, every single one of us will be healthier. We'll all be wealthier. We'll have better access to food. We could even have walkable cities. We could have walkable cities, but that's white supremacy in action, right? The way we've designed our cities is white supremacy in action. So just think about where you want this country to be in 5 or 10 years. Think about how loud you want to be. You will lose people. That's okay. We'll have each other. Let's go for it.
To my white brothers and sisters, I'm not politically correct. I tell it like it is. When I hear someone say go back to your country, it's always from a white person directed at a black or brown person. But that makes no sense because our ancestors weren't from here, and we stole this land, and we're still colonizing it. And when I hear black and indigenous and people of color talk about reparations, I hear a white person in the background yelling reverse racism. But that makes no sense because white people have never been and are not being oppressed based on their race. So white people, I have a question. Why are you so afraid of losing your position in society? Why are you so afraid of losing the comfort that white supremacy has given you? Why are you so afraid of actual equality? Learn up.
White people get so emotional about data. I saw a post the other day that was sharing research that demonstrated that black dads are the most engaged dads in America. And the comment section, quite predictably, blew up with white people just almost enraged by this presentation of research. I saw the same with a post that talked about how white males were the most violent demographic. And then another one that demonstrated how social services like welfare were designed for and overutilized by the white community. I'm left feeling so curious about why we as white people get so defensive when people present research that doesn't show us in a positive light.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your girl, Her Excellency. Okay, today we're talking about white supremacy. The whites are so afraid of losing grip of power. They are so afraid of losing their white privileges. So that has been the reason of what is going on in the US. They are sending people of color to their home country. They are so afraid of losing power, and they are afraid if the table turns that they will be treated badly the same way they've treated people of color, blacks, in the past. So that's the reason for all this shenanigans. I find this really laughable. So you don't want to receive the same treatment you've been dishing out all these years. Yes, and come to think of it, it's not as if you people are the true indigene of the US. You colonized people there and you took their land. So why are you afraid of losing power? Why don't you want to receive the same treatment you've been giving to blacks and people of color? Well, I don't think there's any need for you people to be afraid. I don't think the table will turn either, but all this back and forth that has been going on, I don't think there's any need for it. If you see blacks and people of color as you see yourself, you will not be afraid of losing grip of the privileges. If you think that people of color deserve what you deserve as well, you shouldn't be afraid. You should treat them right the same way you want to be treated. So guys, what do you think? Let's hear your comments let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your girl, Her Excellency, and if you're coming across this channel for the first time, I do hope you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, like and share. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. Please, my disclaimer, this channel does not support violence or any form of hate. Please don't go about searching for the people that I talk about in my videos. Don't hurt them, because this channel is strictly for educational purposes. Thank you for stopping by. You're welcome.